Are you ready for an extreme makeover of the mind? With the producer and host of A Better You podcast, the transformational coach whose assignment is to challenge people to change, grow, and evolve into the individuals they were created to be. Here is Dr. Anthony McFarland, providing you with practical tools and wisdom for everyday life challenges for you to win in life, relationships, and finances.
Hey guys, welcome to A Better You. I'm Anthony McFarland. It's a blessing to be with you again this week. Listen, I have a hot one that I want to talk about today because it's something that we all face, and we all face problems.
How often do you still battle with depression?
Oh, I'm always depressed, all the time.
Do you feel that you're happier right now than when you were broke, or not really?
Sometimes.
I had to stop because I had everything and I was absolutely broken inside.
I so badly want to be Catherine Hudson that I don't even want to look like Katy Perry anymore sometimes.
Okay.
I don't want to be too dark, but I genuinely didn't think I would make it to 17.
You didn't think you'd make it to 17?
No.
Yes. Problems. If you're alive, you're not going to escape problems. Kind of comes with the territory. This thing is called life, right? And so you're going to face problems every day, no matter how perfect you think you and your life are. Problems are there, and they're really not going anywhere unless you face them and purpose to solve them. I left out of this past year dealing with a dental problem that just popped up out of nowhere the week of Christmas. And then I found myself the following week, because it was the holidays, a lot of dentist offices was closed. My dentist office was closed, and they were like, okay, Dr. McFarland, you're going to have to wait until after New Year's. Unfortunately,
We're closed!
On the New Year's Day, after speaking, the nerve endings in my mouth were so on fire that I told my wife, listen, you go online, Google search for somebody that can do an emergency procedure to address this. That's how bad it was. And the kind of pain that makes you want to faint, makes you want to cry, your knees buckle, that kind of pain, right? And all I wanted to do is get rid of the problem. And I'm telling you, once she found the location, I said, no matter what the cost is, guess what? We're going to address this because I want to get rid of the problem. This thing has to be solved today because I can't go another week with this. I actually thought I was like 2 steps from dying, to be honest with you, because the pain was just that severe, because all my nerve endings in my tooth were exposed after my tooth had broken. Just every day, come to find out that there's this protectant, a solution that is around when you get a root canal and they just put a cap on it, that actually starts to come off as the days go. So anyway, that was crazy. And then only to find myself literally a few weeks later, after having the emergency procedure, that my dentist would inform me that the doctor did not extract the tooth, all of the tooth, and didn't do the bone graft. And so I was like, oh my goodness, here we go, another problem. So then I had to schedule for a surgeon to do it. The surgeon did it. Everything's great, right? I'm like, okay, I'm happy. No more problems. And then lo and behold, 3 weeks later, you won't believe this, I started having pain on the lower side of my tooth, lower side of my mouth. And I make an appointment with my dentist, and she says, listen, you're not going to believe this, but your lower tooth cracked. I said, oh my goodness, here's another problem, right? And so the moral of the story is, listen, as long as you're living, you're going to encounter problems. And so it's important that we understand that you have to acknowledge your problems and then purpose to solve your problems so that you can get on with your life. And, you know, the reality is that we all experience problems, unwarranted problems, unwanted problems. Again, just, you know, these curveballs that life throws you, right? That were unexpected. You weren't expecting. There are some things you're like, well, I'm not surprised that this happened, right? But there's some things that you just didn't see it coming. You just didn't see it coming. And so your problems, here's the most important thing that we need to understand, and that is your problems shouldn't become the source of sorrow, hurt, and grief for you personally. Why? It is what it is. And have you heard the old saying, this tooth shall pass? Well, I knew that this tooth shall pass. And so I ended up actually needing to have another procedure just a week ago. And so here I am today. Again, problems are going to pop up, but it's important that you do not allow it to affect your mental health, your mental as well as your physical overall well-being. When you think about just life challenges, oftentimes based on the number of challenges you're experiencing within a week or within a season of your life, you kind of start thinking mentally like, man, who goes through this? Am I the only one dealing with this? Well, there's a lot of celebrities that experience the same problems and challenges that everyday people experience. So when you think about Kendall Jenner, for example, I read an article where she said, I have such debilitating anxiety because of everything going on that I literally wake up in the middle of the night with full-on panic attack. And she told this to a magazine publisher that was interviewing her. And she was like, where do I even start? Everything is so terrible. It's hard to name just one thing. I was like, how are you Kendall Jenner? And you're saying everything is so horrible that it's hard to name one thing. So imagine being one of the wealthiest, youngest celebrities in the world, and you're saying, where do I even start? Everything is so terrible. And she says, it's hard to name one thing. I mean, you have artists like Nicki Minaj has experienced, again, problems that led to depression, which made her feel like she wanted to commit suicide. Bazaar Magazine wrote an article that I found interesting. The headliner was, Proof that Anxiety and Depression Can Affect Anyone. And they interviewed several celebrities like Adele. And I thought it was interesting. Adele said, I can slip in and out of depression quite easily. And again, these are individuals that you're saying they have everything together. They have everything that they ever dreamed of. Their dreams came true. And why are they dealing with depression and wanting to throw in the towel, right? And then Adele told Vanity Fair in another interview, she said, I had really bad postpartum depression after I had my son, and it frightened me, she said. I didn't talk to anyone about it. I was very reluctant. And then she said 4 of her friends felt the same way that she felt, and everyone was too embarrassed to talk about it. So there's no way on God's green earth that you're going to tell me that sometimes the problems that you face can feel like they're unbearable. If you're not careful, problems can affect your physical health as well as your mental health. That's why we have to learn how to deal with problems. Why? Because we all have, no one living, breathing escapes problems. Dwayne Johnson, AKA The Rock, my man. I mean, that's my guy, right? He said, I found that with depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. And he said that in a YouTube video. You're not the first to go through it. You're not going to be the last to go through it. And oftentimes it happens, when it happens, you just kind of feel like you're alone, right? And I'm telling you, I've been there. I've felt that. I've had these moments where I feel like I'm so alone, but you're not alone. There's many other people that are experiencing it. And so when you get into that frame of mind that you feel like it's only you, right? What you don't realize is you start to put yourself in a bubble. And, there's something interesting that The Rock said. He said, and I wish I had someone at that time who could just pull me aside and say, hey, it's going to be okay. It will be okay. And I'm here to tell somebody, it'll be okay. You need to hear that. It'll be okay. Again, when you look at celebrities like Beyonce, Michelle Williams, I mean, they have all experienced adverse depressions from different types of problems that they've experienced. Kerry Washington, phenomenal actress, right, has experienced these things. So You have to make sure that you're dealing with both physical as well as mental health challenges. And here's the deal. Sometimes when you're experiencing physical challenges, those physical problems, whether it be health, whatever it is, relationship, whatever it is, can become a mental health challenge, and vice versa. When you're dealing with a mental health challenge, let me share something with you. You can cause yourself to stress out to the point where your blood pressure goes up. Come on. It affects your physical well-being. So there comes a time in your life, there comes a time in everyone's life when you have these moments that you're really not healthy. And it might be something minor or it could be something big and intense, but the reality is everybody will experience these moments, right? Just like I had that physical problem, that emergency that just popped up with my tooth. You think about people like Quincy Jones, as old as he is. He just several months ago, he was hospitalized behind something that he ate. Jay Leno, oh my goodness, that's my guy. He got some serious burns from a gasoline fire. Again, life just kind of happens. You think about some of the younger artists like Post Malone to Lil Wayne, swing it back to Justin Bieber. He had to postpone some of his Justice World Tour shows after being diagnosed with Ramsay Hunt syndrome. I mean, what a blow from nowhere, out of nowhere. That is crazy. That is crazy. So again, life happens. What's my point? What's my point? Everyone faces crisis. You're not always going to feel like a better you, but those are the moments and opportunities for you to be a better you. And so everybody needs somebody to talk to. Everybody needs somebody to coach them through certain seasons of their life, tough moments of their life. And if you say, hey, I don't need anybody to talk to, I can deal with it by myself, you're lying. You're a liar. Your pants are on fire. See, either way, it is common to have both physical as well as health issues, because as our body works around the clock, and some of you know what I'm talking about, especially for those of you who are serious about your grind, serious about fulfilling your purpose, it can fall apart all at one time. Your whole system, your whole world can just shut down all at one time. So the thing about health crisis is if you don't deal with it at the right time, it might get worse, resulting in many other problems. So if you have any health issue going on, get to it and work on it. Get yourself healthy instead of pretending it doesn't exist. That's how a lot of people, they feel in their body something is not right, but they refuse to go to a doctor. They know mentally the depression, the discouragement, whatever it is intense, but they choose not to talk about it. They choose not to expose it. Your life matters. Your health matters. And it's up to you to make sure that you matter enough, you love yourself enough to get the help. Truth be told, oftentimes we're too busy with improving our lives that we forget that mental stress and anxiety are serious issues, and you should actually seek help as soon as you can. As soon as you recognize I'm in a dark space, watch this. Don't be so prideful or proud that you're not willing to get help. A mental health crisis can be a challenging and overwhelming experience for anyone. I never forget, this was several years and years ago, I was at one of those places, just at a dark place, right? And I was listening to an interview with TD Jakes, and the person asked him, do you ever want to throw in the towel? And this was back when he just got I want to say a 5-picture deal or something for his new film company. And he said, every year, there's not a year that goes by that I don't feel like throwing in the towel. I have these moments where I want to throw in the towel. See, and those moments occur when an individual's mental health condition worsens, or when they face a significant life event that causes emotional distress, not to mention the death of a loved one. So your mental health is an integral part of your overall well-being and something that needs to be taken very serious. And so I appeal to you to take your physical as well as your mental health serious. It affects how we think and handle stress in times of crisis. So improving your mental health is a lifelong goal. It's not something that you just do once and then you're good the rest of your life. It's not something that you did last year and then you're not going to have to do it again this year. Again, your life matters. And when there's a better you, there's better outcomes in your life, in your family, in your relationships, as well as your business endeavors. I hope you got something out of this as well. I'm here for you. Click the link, go to the website. You can get a free download, powerful video that I created for new subscribers, as well as there's more information for those of you who'd like to join the community, be one of our platinum partners. Love to have you as a platinum partner. And if not, if you need somebody to talk to, if you need somebody to coach you through a tough season, I'm here for you. Until the next time, thank you for joining me on the ABU.
Thank you for tuning in to a Better You program with Anthony McFarland. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode. Thanks for listening.